to not be damaged by catastrophe, to be able to grow quickly before the seasons changed. Were their intentions good? And I say, well, if it was good, great. But then 20 years later, you find out that the world is changing and people are having issues behind this. Something needs to be done. And what is suggested, we'd love for you to stop doing it, but the reality of the situation is just let us know. Just let us know. The government should make them tell us what's going on in the foods we eat. And I'm one that says, yes, I'm willing to stop eating your product until you tell me what you grew it with. So I went to, yes, because I was in the neighborhood of Capitol Hill. No, I was on 12th Street Northeast. And Yes was right across the street.
The Yes Market?
Mm-hmm. And I don't really like to go to the Yes Market because when I was young, Yes was only a bookstore.
Oh, okay.
Now it's a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And they've forgotten about their books. So they're into their whole market. And I just said, you know what, God? It's time for me to change over my cabinets. And I've done it when I did gluten. I just dropped whatever amount of money it took to get me some food that had no GMOs, that had no gluten, and I liked. Well, I'm here to say that I came out with a lot of food. It took me a minute because everything that does not have GMOs is not gluten free. So just be aware of what and it's a choice. If you're not gluten free, you can find a whole lot of food that starts with non-GMO seeds. Being gluten free causes another little glitch.
Well, it goes back to what Charlene was talking about in our GI tract. And because see, gluten,
Thank you.
It sticks, okay? It sticks. So you can think of an open airway, okay? And then as more and more gluten goes through, and it starts sticking to the sides, and before you know it, things start closing in and closing in and closing in. So it doesn't have that free passage anymore.
Nor does it allow your body to absorb the nutrients that you are eating.
Well, that's why you can't absorb it, because it's blocking. Your body absorbs. So that means it's open ways. What are they called? Your ventricles, inside your digestive tract. So it starts blocking them off. So the villas, they can't absorb what they need to absorb anymore. Because it's being blocked. Nope, door closed here. Go to the next one. Try to find the next one, So it can't get in.
I was just sitting here thinking about, I taught science for many years to elementary school students and teachers. You know those cartoons that used to come on called The Rock? Grammar Rock, Science Rock. And they go about and tell you, or even the Magic School Bus. And they would tell you, and they have episodes, and they're still on YouTube, about the stomach. I love what the lady I can't think of her name, took her kids in the Magic School Bus, and they went into the stomach. And she explained it exquisitely, what everything does in the stomach. What each part does in the stomach. What acid does in the stomach. And what lack of acid does. So if you want to really know the truth, very simple, like your 3. I love that little line that my brother Denzel said. Tell me like I'm 3.
Break it down, right?
Break it down real simple for me. Look for the magic school bus, the digestive system, or the stomach. She did an excellent job. We could make it, it's just so simple. So God is, there are ways. But gluten is not the best. It's not good for me. I don't do gluten. So I am grateful for that.
And you'd be surprised at some of these studies that we found that come from the, that's why so many people are on this Heart with Gluten Free, as Rosa mentioned earlier. When you talk about children with asthma, you talk about children with all types of allergies. Now I have grandbabies that tell me when we go out to eat that they can't enjoy something that has nuts in it because now they're allergic to nuts. Not even to mention seafoods. My grandbaby said, Mama, I don't know if I can eat that fish because I know I'm allergic to shrimp, but I don't know if I can eat the fish. And I said, baby, I don't think it's the fish you're allergic to. I think it's what they cook the fish in that you're allergic to. But just to have to be afraid now that our babies are being brought into the world and they're being restricted. Their diets are being restricted and they have to suffer through what is eczema and asthma and, oh my goodness, at such a young age, having all of these different problems and to find out that it's through the diet. And it may not be directly through what they're eating, but like Rosa said, if we're eating the animal or the fruit or the vegetable, and it's being tilled from in the soil, so the soil is being treated with something that's no longer giving it the nutrients, because the animals and the plants and the vegetables need the nutrients from the soil.
Yes.
So if the soil is nutrient dense, then what are we getting from that animal, from that fruit, from that vegetable? And then while our child is growing inside of us, what are we giving them so that they're being born with these issues?
And they are being born with them. But look, before we get all angst and anxiety and like get all up in our head and start feeling like, oh, what do there's no relief. I'm going to tell you, when I first went into the grocery store on Friday of last week, as I was walking across the street, I said, Lord, give me what I need. I'm going to enjoy this experience, and I'm going to come out here with something that I desire to have. I opened a bag of gluten-free, GMO-free chip cookies. And I looked at them, and I said, am I going to like this?
Because you're thinking it's going to taste like diet food or something, right?
And there was cinnamon. I opened that bag. I couldn't keep my hand out of it. They were so good. They were crispy. They were sweet enough. They were, man, I was like,
you're making me hungry.
I got a bomb here. But I got some relief for you guys who are going through your process of saying, oh, I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to do. How do I relieve this? Remember, I told you in the beginning of my story that I was registered and tested and everything was normal. And yet I still had this dis-ease. God, give me a simple way to relieve this, to release this. Prayer, meditation, might be work, might be something to do. But I still need an action. You got to do something. You can ask God for help and assistance, and what he's going to send you is a way to do it. Take an action.
You got to listen, though.
Girlfriend introduced me to grounding, reintroduced me to grounding, and I started doing my research. They now call it earthing. In my day, they called it grounding. In meditation, they called it grounding. ground yourself. They tell you to put your feet on the ground, flat, when you meditate. But they don't tell you why.
Mm.
And they say draw up the energy. But if you live on the 19th floor, you got a lot of drawing to do. So you're doing this energy psychologically, spiritually, not physically. But there is a way to relieve allergies, open up your lungs, release sugar issues, release pain issues, release eczema, release, you name it.
With that pain, it was also arthritis on that list.
Right, arthritis.
Yes, arthritis was
release
on that list.
even
Chronic pain.
eczema, acne, all of those. You know why there's a way to release it? Because they all come from that big I word. What's it called? Inflammation.
Inflammation. When we were talking about mucus in the body, inflammation.
Inflammation causes all of our diseases.
Again, the only time inflammation is good is when it's trying to cover a wound. Other than that, it needs to be relieved from your body.
And then if the wound is not being healed within 7 days, guess what? You have too much inflammation in that. Mm-hmm. So now, this is just through my studies. You don't have to believe me. Go to YouTube. There's a summit on grounding, Earthing Summit in 2013. Go to Amazon. Buy the book on earthing. Go to earthing.com. It's all over the internet. Go to the library, get a book.
They have grounding too. They have grounding also on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, it's a free periodical out there under grounding.
So this is what I challenge you. This is my 15th day of grounding. So what I have discovered is my attitude is amazing. I'm always pretty much chipper. I wake up, I can get up. If you wake up and you have an angst and anxiety, then you definitely need to ground yourself. Because you just rested 8 hours and you still tired.
Well, I will tell you, because after grounding, you should have a good night's sleep. You know, after you increase the electricity in your body, meaning bringing your body back to its proper balance, you should be getting a good night's sleep.
Yes. Plus, not only that, grounding also allows oxygen to flow through your body, allowing your cells to expand, giving them room so that they can have space to breathe and heal. Grounding balances your body. Holding a cell phone in your hand is
Magnetic,
9 volts of electricity being shoved into your body, which should only be 1 or less volts of gravity, of electricity.
Yeah.
So grounding balances you to a negative. Negative plus negative equals a positive. So I just ordered my grounding shoes. I can't wait till they come. I'm going to love it. I've sat down at my computer and tossed and turned about buying 2 grinding mats to go under my computer or on the floor under my feet while I'm working on my computer. So I have a list of things that I'm going to buy. I desire to be grounding or earthing all the time.
Woo, you loud and clear today.
I'm excited. I really am.
She feeling good, all that grounding. Y'all, look, check this out.
Look.
All that grounding, because do y'all normally hear her this vibrant?
No.
Come on, the test is right here. The outcome is right here.
I am
so check it out. Check it out.
The Creator sent me something, and I expect to be healed. My expectations and intent is to jumpstart my pancreas.
You're already healed.
Right, I am.
Yes.
But I need my pancreas